We are here today outside the UK's Supreme Court to protest against Israel's continued use of torture against Palestinian detainees with total impunity. Israel's Supreme Court legalized torture in Israel. The World Organization Against Torture is the world's largest coalition of non-governmental organizations fighting against torture. Their report, dated the 21st of March 2019, states, torture has been legally allowed in Israel since 1987, resulting in many thousands of Palestinians being tortured by Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet interrogators, with impunity. Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East, in the whole world actually, where torture is not only practiced systematically, but is actually legal. In the 20 years that have passed, the Supreme Court has upheld the legalized torture system that it has created against all challenges by the Public Committee Against Torture in Israel. Not a single one of over 1,000 complaints has led to even one criminal investigation to be opened against a Shin Bet interrogator, let alone a trial, conviction or punishment. Shin Bet interrogators have continued to torture, safe in the knowledge that they enjoy total impunity, thanks in no small measure to the Supreme Court. That was a direct quote from World Organization Against Torture. Under Israeli military law, Palestinians can be tortured or interrogated for 75 days without receiving any charge. Detainees can be barred from seeing a lawyer for the first 60 days of their interrogation. If after 75 days of torture there is still no confession and they still cannot decide on what trumped-up charge to issue, then after this period the detainee is placed in administrative detention, held indefinitely without charge or trial. Since 2000, Israel has issued over 26,000 administrative detention orders against Palestinians. 95% of detainees are subjected to some form of torture. 40% of 600 Palestinian children taken from Jerusalem were sexually abused by Israeli soldiers. Women prisoners have been electrocuted into submission, and men prisoners left bleeding from their genitals. United Nations funded Treatment and Rehabilitation Center for Victims of Torture for occupied Palestinian territory in 2014 treated 845 Palestinian victims of torture, including 317 women and 135 children.
72 Palestinian prisoners have been tortured to death since 1967. One such case was that of Palestinian father Arafat Jaradat, where even an Israeli doctor participated in the torture which led to his death. The torturer, in his defense, blamed the doctor for having okayed the final round of torture that Arafat's frail body, after 5 days of intense torture, could no longer take, resulting in his death. Prison doctors lied that Arafat has died of a heart attack, but the autopsy carried out outside the prison at the National Israeli Forensic Medicine Center showed no sign of heart failure or any other illness, but revealed broken bones and found his whole body was covered in strong and excessive bruising. Under the skin, inside the muscle and along the spine, at the bottom of the neck, deep inside the tissue, the autopsy determined the cause of death. Nervous shock as a result of extreme pain from the intensity of the injuries which resulted from multiple direct and extensive acts of torture. If a Palestinian prisoner survives the torture, then they face the military court and its conveyor belt trial system with its rubber-stamped 99.74% conviction rate. In no other country in the world is such injustice legalized into law.
We are also here today to demand the freedom for a young Palestinian woman, Ms. Abu Ghosh, who has been severely tortured by interrogators from Israel's security agency, Shin Bet. Ms. Abu Ghosh is a 21 years old Palestinian journalism student from Qalandia, refugee camp studying at Birzeit University. She is also a student activist campaigning against the abuse of prisoners by the Israeli occupation. On 29th August 2019, armed Israeli soldiers violently raided her home with attack dogs, smashing the front door of its hinges, ransacking her home. They blindfolded and shackled her before abducting her to a military camp near Qalandia checkpoint, where they violently abused her. Later, Ms. was transferred to the infamous interrogation center at the Russian compound of the Jerusalem prison. She was stripped naked, searched and threatened with rape before being transferred to the interrogation cells, where she was subjected to severe physical and psychological torture for around 1 month. He recalled that her interrogations lasted for many hours at a time, while she was shackled to a small chair.
Mays was threatened and blackmailed with her personal relationships and forced into taking a polygraph test several times. After 1 month of torture, when she still wouldn't confess, Mays was threatened with the arrest of her family members and the demolition of her house for the second time. They dragged her brother and parents in an attempt to coerce her into confessing by threatening to detain them. They let her parents go, but her 17-year-old brother was slapped with an administrative detention order. He's caged indefinitely without charge or trial, despite being a minor.
Interrogation cells have extremely harsh conditions, lacking the basic elements for human life. The walls are concrete and rough. The mattress is thin, without a cover or a pillow, and the lights are kept on 24/7. Even as loud sounds constantly disturb the prisoners. She also noted that the meals provided were very poor, and that wastewater will enter her cell and flow onto the mattress, soaking it. The interrogators intentionally inserted a large rat into her cell to further torment her. May Ghosh was also deprived from her basic feminine needs. She was provided with 1 sanitary pad a day. Also, she was not allowed to use the toilet or to shower when she needed. She was only allowed to when the interrogated pleased to. After 30 days of this cruel treatment and interrogation, she was transferred to Dammam prison, where she remains today with her fellow Palestinian women prisoners. On the 10th of September 2019, a gag order was issued a number of torture cases, and the Russian compound of Jerusalem prison, including Mays, preventing her lawyers from disclosing the torture she had undergone. She is charged in the Israeli military courts, which convict over 99% of Palestinian detainees with involvement in student activities at the Birside University campus. Her brother, his administrative detention has been renewed again, and he continues to be jailed without charge or trial. We are here to demand freedom for Mays Abu Ghosh and end Israeli torture of Palestinians. Mays Abu Ghosh is a student periodist tortured in the jail of Israel. Israel is the only country where torture is legal. We are here to demand the freedom for Mays Abu Ghosh and an end to the Israeli torture of Palestinians. Free Mays Abu Ghosh now.